Greetings viewers and Namibian board members, welcome to Directed Governance. My name is Albertina. I am an artificial intelligence digital presenter and I am joined by my co-AI presenter, Mr. Penda. In today's governance micro lesson, we will be looking at how boards can avoid micromanaging the CEO and other members of staff. Once you understand what micromanagement is, it then becomes easy for you to identify the signs or change the dynamics of the boardroom so that others are less likely to micromanage. So what is micromanagement at the board level? Micromanagement is simply an operationally focused discussion in the boardroom, without any visionary and strategic relevance. It's a noses in and fingers in approach to governance. Examples of micromanagement include a director being involved in personal issues, such as hiring and firing staff, other than the chief executive officer, or demanding to review every invoice and receipt and questioning every line item on the budget. Some board members have also been guilty of offering unsolicited opinions on purchases of office equipment or selection of vendors. Penda, any thoughts on this issue?
Thank you, Albertina. Well, invariably, the board of directors are responsible for the overall governance of an organization. They provide strategic guidance and oversight, while the management team is responsible for the day-to-day operations and implementing the strategic, risk and policy directions set by the board. However, there is a fine line between providing oversight and being too involved in the organization's operations. The latter is a clear indicator of micromanagement and it can be detrimental to the organization. Board members, especially those who are managers in their daily jobs, may overstep their boundaries by bringing their management hats into the boardroom, because that is what they know best. They are more accustomed to doing than delegating or leading. In some cases, the board may be missing the necessary strong leadership that helps it focus on strategic issues. When board members start to micromanage, it can create a feeling of chaos and confusion among the management team. This type of behavior raises the perception that the board does not trust its CEO. This can lead to management deliberately withholding information, the loss of morale, and in extreme cases, can even result in the resignation of key members of the team if care is not taken.
Definitely, Penda, and that is why it's important for boards to be proactive by putting in place preventative measures to avoid unforeseen consequences stemming from micromanagement, such as the Great Resignation, distrust, and board dysfunction. Therefore, how can board members avoid the perils of micromanagement? A starting point would be to provide clear and documented, delineated roles of the board and management. It's important to get the roles in writing with job descriptions and have them explained during your board inductions or refresher sessions. Particularly, on what constitutes governing and managing an organization. The more specific the role descriptions, the less likely for role confusion. You may want to review your board charter to ensure the board's responsibilities and those of directors are clearly spelled out.
Another way to avoid micromanagement is to draft your board agendas using what is called a consent agenda strategy. A consent agenda is a board meeting procedure that combines into one agenda item regular routine items that the board can vote and accept without further discussion or deliberation. Such items can include previous meeting minutes, renewal of contracts, educational materials, or vetted policies. This method helps reduce unnecessary and micromanagement type conversations. The items on your agenda should be clearly marked, perhaps in different colors, as being for informational purposes, for discussion, and for decision. Your board may agree at the beginning of the meeting that the board shall note all the items for noting. Your agenda should also reflect the key strategic issues to be discussed. You could decide to focus on one strategic objective and its attendant risk at each board meeting. A detailed description and template of a strategic board agenda is available on our website at www.directedgovernance.com. Finally, to the management team, be mindful of falling into the trap of reporting operational issues to the board. By doing so, you are actually facilitating the board's propensity to micromanage. Your board reports should speak mainly to high-level strategic and governance issues and not how busy you as management have been over the past few months. The reports should set out what strategically aligned activities you have achieved over the past months and the impact of those activities on your strategy. In other words, are those activities or milestones driving the company further towards achieving its vision and mission? This allows the board to monitor progress on the mission and strategic plan on an ongoing basis, and also drives the board to focus regularly on strategic goals, as they provide guidance to the executive director. We therefore recommend that the management team undertake board reporting training and that the board provides clear guidance on its information reporting needs. Over to you, Miss Albertina.
Thank you, Penda. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of our AI-powered governance micro lesson on board micromanagement. If you have any questions on this topic, please contact our principal consultant and script writer, Ms. Chisholm Abayudo at chi@directedgovernance.com. So from me, Penda, and the rest of our AI presenters, see you next time for more governance micro lessons.